Mother's Day is the perfect day to say it with flowers.
Welcome to my channel, Pretty Inspired Decor. My name is Shelley, and today I am so honored to collaborate with a number of beautiful YouTube creators. You're going to see all kinds of fun things to say with flowers for Mother's Day or any other time of the year. So let me go right into showing you some of the pieces that I created for Mother's Day.
I began with a shoe that is actually supposed to be used to hold a bottle of wine, but it doesn't fit my colors, so I decided that I would spray paint it with some Rust-Oleum primer, and then when I was done with that, I gave it another coat with the gloss. The next thing I did is I used these roses. These are from Michael's. They're just these little tiny bunches of roses. And you'll notice that I have cut them all apart with my wire cutters. And my goal is to make this white shoe look like it is patent leather, covered on one side with rhinestones. The rhinestones were purchased at Amazon, and they work really perfectly because they don't even need any glue. They have little stickers on the back. And now I am using my glue gun to begin to affix the leaves, and then you'll notice that from the leaves I begin with the rose buds, because I really want this to look like this might have come from a florist. And so I'll skip through and show you the next step. Now you'll notice I'm just beginning to take the rosebud heads and just glue those to the side of one side of the shoe only. And it just makes it look feminine and pretty, and this is so easy. You can find these, shoe wine bottle holders at Goodwill. You can find them at HomeSense or Home Goods if you're in the States. And the bottom line is they're inexpensive and they're so easy to transform, because at least this particular one didn't hold a bottle of wine very well. Once I have finished adding all of the rosebud heads to the side, I'm now just adding some greenery to the inside so that when you look at it, you don't see any of the gaps between the rose heads. When I was creating this, I thought, in many ways, this looks like a blooming shoe. In the past, I've made blooming candlesticks. Well, I guess we could call this a blooming shoe. I've added some more of the little tiny rosebud heads to the side, and that is the finished piece. Now in the background, I'm sure you can see a ceramic hat. Now I have had that ceramic hat in a drawer for more years than I can count. Yes, it used to be pink, sort of a salmony pink, so that wouldn't have worked for this. So I did the same process. I painted it with the flat paint and then covered it with the gloss paint. Now I'm sure you'll notice that the bow on this hat actually has a piece broken out of it, but that doesn't matter because now I'm just going to be covering this with florals as well. So I followed the same process, and now I'm just going to add just a little bit of eucalyptus to give it a little bit of a different feel. Once I'm done adding all of the flowers, now I'm just adding some of the rhinestones to the top so it works well with the shoe. And then I'm just going to add a little brooch in the middle, just to give it that little bit more of a glam or girly feel. And now you'll get to see the final product. And before I go on to show you how I'm displaying all of this, let me introduce you to the host, Dee from the Designer's Loft, and the co-hosts, Lady Phoenix from Really Good Living, Lisa Burningham, Antoinette from Simple Yet Chic, Teresa from Our Greene Acres, Wendy from White Sparrow Living, Sue from Discovering the Art of Living, and Trisha, Lady Flores. And today might just be your lucky day because we are giving away a Cricut, and this is open to all Canadian and US residents. Now let me show you what I have done with that shoe and the hat. I decided that the best way to display the shoe and the hat is to actually create a centerpiece with them. And so I've added my ginger jar with some more flowers, roses, ranunculus, and other greenery, and that really cute little bathtub that's also full of rose heads. The inspiration for this tablescape are actually these little salad plates that I gave to our youngest daughter as a shower gift a number of years ago. And I thought, you know what, they would be perfect and also quite different from things that you have seen me do in the past. So let's take a look at the tablescape. I would imagine most of you who have been following my channel are quite surprised to see all of the black and white with touches of pink on this tablescape. Yes, I know the flowers are pink and white, but I really wanted to go with almost a moodier vibe for this tablescape because I just thought it would be something different and unique. And so I began with this Samantha Pin tablecloth in black and white, and there's a couple of touches in gray in here as well. And then I have these girly placemats that actually have some glitter on them. And you'll notice they're frilly. And then on top of that, I added in this case, a pink charger. So on my two end zones, I have pink chargers. And in the 4 place settings in the center, I've used black. And then I'm going to add in, look at how girly this is. And then I've taken my Mikasa dot china with that little bit of pink, little bit of gold, and the little white dots in, and then added the salad plates just to give it that girly, feminine feel. Added in my, very simple flatware in silver and gold. And then you'll notice each place setting has a little purse as a place card holder, and then with the black and white and gold place cards. As always, I have added in the knife rest because that's, as you know, what I always do. And then I have mixed and matched my stemware. I really hope that you have enjoyed taking a look at the little DIY that I created for this fun tablescape. And I hope it gives you some inspiration for setting a table for your mother, for your daughters, for your loved ones on Mother's Day. I also really hope that you take the opportunity to take a look at the playlist and all of the other wonderful creators who have joined me today. And if you watch and if you comment on every single creator's video, you will have an opportunity to win a Cricut machine if you live in Canada or in the United States. So if you have not already done so, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel, leave me a comment, tell me what you think. Maybe you'll compare it to the tablescape that you saw yesterday, or if you haven't seen it, that you'll take a look at, and tell me which one you think Harold and I should sit at for Mother's Day in our home. Don't forget to share this video with people who love to decorate their home and who love flowers as much as we do. And as you take one final look at this tablescape with the 2 pretty DIYs, I hope you come back next week, because next week I am joining another collaboration and decorating my summer mantle in our living room. So until we see each other again next week, I hope you have a lovely weekend and happy Mother's Day, and best of luck. I hope that you are the lucky winner of the Cricut.